Good morning, you beautiful people. Today, we are going to have a look at some different phrasal verbs, and all these phrasal verbs include the word go. All right? And the aim of today's lesson is to teach you 5 new phrasal verbs. So this is what you need in order to learn, in order for this to be successful. You need a pen and paper. You definitely need an attention span. This video is not very long, but if you do not have an attention span, you will probably fall asleep. You need to re-watch this video later on and learn new phrases. What I mean by that is the way I'm talking, the words I'm using, the vocabulary I'm using, such as host. What does that mean? Do you know what that word means? You should watch this video tonight or after you've watched it the first time, and just try to pick up new words, new phrases. Okay? Dissect this video. Do you know what dissect means? If you don't, you should look it up and boom, teach yourself something. All right. So in order to get the ball rolling, I just want you to have a look at these questions here. Numbers 1 to 5. Now, in those questions, there are 5 different phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is made up of a verb and the preposition. Okay? Now, the preposition could be in, out, on, it could be ahead, it could be after. There's lots of different variations. But your job, before we watch any more, before I show you my answers, is to just try to find the phrasal verbs in questions number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when I say go, you should pause the video and write down on your piece of paper all the different phrasal verbs. Go. All right, welcome back. So on paper, you should have written down some of the phrasal verbs, and here are the ones which I was referring to. So what topic could you go on about for hours? When is the last time you went without your phone for a week? All right, so these are all different questions. And one way I find, one thing I like to do is to give you answers so you can figure out what the meaning is. Take a look at these. That's an easy one. Drink and drugs. The rest I waste on rent and bills. When you look at that one, what do you think the answer is? That is the answer. What do you think the question is? It's one of those, but which one? There are loads of reasons why it might not happen. For example, the host might get sick and call the whole thing off. Oh yes, let me tell you about the time I was kind of drunk and decided to break into my house. Only one problem. It was the wrong house. I can talk about history for hours. I am a history buff. And I recently lost my phone for a week and it was so nice to be cut off from the world. I think people should try it more often. They are my answers. My answers are connected to which questions? Again, you should write the answers on a piece of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And beside it, write the corresponding letter. Corresponding, there's a nice word. Do you know what that means? Look it up if you don't. So A, B, C, D, E, 2, numbers 1 to 5. Good luck. All right. So the meaning of all these different phrasal verbs. Let's have a look at these ones again here. That's an easy one. Drink and drugs. The rest I waste on money and bills. So what was the question for that? Definitely wasn't question number 1. Definitely not question number 5. The answer was question number 3. What does most of your income go on? Well, I spend most of my money on alcohol and drugs, and the rest I waste on rent and bills. If you waste money, you figure that this is just a waste. You're burning money you don't want to, you shouldn't spend it on this, but you kind of do anyways. That was a bit of sarcasm. I hope it did not go over your head. But for essentially, the meaning is that I spend most of my money on drink and drugs. The rest I spend on rent and bills. So when you have a look at this, go on, number 3 is going to be matched with D, to spend. Okay? So 3D in this case here, to spend. Now just take a bit of time and try to figure out the rest of the meanings. Again, what you should do, you should pause the video, and when you're ready, you should press play. On a piece of paper, you should write numbers 1 to 5 and the corresponding letter beside them. Because I'm going to give you the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, there you go. So if something goes ahead, it proceeds, it happens. The World Cup went ahead in June, for example, and it will finish up in July. If someone goes on about something a lot, they talk about it a lot. Now note, go on and go on about are two very different things. To go on about is to talk about a topic a lot. To go on is to spend. Most of my money goes on rent. Most of my money goes on my car. To go without is to not have something. For example, in the month of Ramadan, Muslims go without food from sunrise to sunset. And the last one is to go off, an alarm sound to make noise. If you break into someone's house, you might set the alarm off. The alarm might go off. My alarm went off at 7 o'clock this morning because I forgot to turn off my alarm for work. Hate when that happens on a weekend. Now here's a nice little table for you guys. And I actually do enjoy making these tables, and I think it's a good way for you all to learn the exact meaning of these phrasal verbs. And I've only included 4 there. Why? I don't know. I made a mistake. Whoops. But for example, to go without. Can you think of a sentence in the past with go without? Now the verb go isn't irregular. So we don't say I goed without, I went without. Okay? To go on about in the future. How can you make a sentence with go on about? You'll have to put will go on about. Going to go on about. Or you could even use the present continuous. Let me see anything else. What is a topic you are fed up with people going on about? Politics. I'm fed up of people going on about politics all the time. Fed up. Beautiful phrasal verb. Anyways, what you should do, fill in that table. Let me know. Now, we have a nice group of English speakers, and it's time to get talking to each other. So find someone in the group who has had their parents go off on them when they were a child, can go on about food for hours, likes to go away on short vacations instead of one long vacation, and went ahead with a big decision in the last 6 months. So, I would love for you to have a conversation either with people in this group or just in general. Walk down the street and find someone whose name you can write there. Do you know anybody who went ahead with a big decision in the last 6 months? What was the decision? Tell me more information about it, please. All right, self-evaluation. We're coming towards the end now. So my question for you is, what did I learn? Did I learn new nouns or adjectives? Yes or no? Can I use these correctly? And can I make a question with each of the new phrasal verbs? If you can answer yes to all those, then you're doing well. Then you're using the video the way it should be used. If you can't, rewatch it. And then if you still have any questions, message me. Let me know and we'll figure it out. Okay? You're welcome, people. My name is Ronan. This is English on the Road. There's all my social media stuff right there. If you want access to the WhatsApp groups, send me a message. And that's more or less it. I am a coffee addict, so if you'd like to buy me a coffee, I wouldn't say no. There's a great phrase for you guys. I wouldn't say no to a cup of coffee. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be on the WhatsApp group and I'll be around. Well, you have a great day and I will talk to you very, very soon.